KTRH News Time is 7:47. I'm certainly glad you're here this morning, because wait till you hear this. Toddlers have cost U.S. cities across the fruited plain $13 million since the protest began. Houston Councilman Mike Sullivan joining me right now. Michael, why shouldn't we just tell all these toddlers to go home?
Well, I'd like to tell them to do that, and I'd like to tell them to get a job.
Well, okay. So you and I, let's go down there this afternoon and just tell them it's time to go. Taxpayers in Houston have paid how much?
Well, the numbers have been all over the place. I can tell you that the cost for a Houston police officer is about $96,000 a year. That's salary, pension, and training. I can look over there across the street from City Hall any given day and see from 3 to 5 police officers in their patrol cars, and those guys don't want to be there. I'm not speaking for them, but they didn't go to the training, and they hadn't been on the force for years to go babysit these kids. It's costing a lot of money. If you take 60 days, $96,000 a day, I think we're looking at probably about $400,000 when we look at parks, cleanup cost, and overhead. And it's just a real shame. It takes patrolmen off of what they need to be doing. It's a distraction to things that are going on downtown. And frankly, I don't think it's what our forefathers had in mind when they created the right of assembly for the public to come together. This is not what they had in mind.
No, I would agree with you. And Mike, if you would hang on just one second. When we come back, I want to talk about the police officers that are pulled away from the neighborhoods where they should be and where they should be patrolling in order to, as you very accurately put it, babysit these toddlers.
Your Houston Morning News with Matt Patrick continues.
KTRH News Time is 7:52. Councilman Mike Sullivan joining us this morning. And Councilman, thank you for your time. We're talking about the toddlers. At what point, Councilman, do we see police officers that have been pulled out of neighborhoods and babysitting the toddlers? At what point do we say, okay, that's enough, we're done with this?
Well, frankly, I think we've passed it already. I receive phone calls and emails on a regular basis from my constituents that ask why we're tying up our police officers with such nonsense, if you will. As I said, these officers, I don't think want to be there. That's not what they're trained for, and they're being pulled off of other assignments. I mentioned a moment ago before your commercial break, Matt, the uniformed officers that are there that we see all the time, 24/7, 3 shifts a day. We have to keep in mind that they're undercover officers, that they're mounted patrol officers that come through there on a regular basis, and no telling what other law enforcement agencies are out there taking a look at these nuts.
And Mike, are we paying them overtime? I mean, is this overtime money that we're paying these police officers?
I doubt it. I think that they're probably on regular straight time, if you will, but I don't know that for a fact. But, the thing took a serious turn last week for me whenever we had an individual out there with a rifle, for whatever reason that was. Yeah. I'm concerned about public safety, but more than that, I'm concerned about the safety of our police officers. And our police officers actually had to pull their weapons out, and that's dangerous. I don't want any of our officers getting hurt under any circumstances, and especially over Occupy Houston or toddlers, as you put it.
I just like toddlers because they seem like little children to me. They remind me of my own kids.
Well, they run around in small groups, and it's across the street from City Hall, so we see it every day. There's no organization to this. There's no message. There's no purpose. These are simply people that have just come together out of what I'll portray as pure laziness and attention. They're looking for attention, not for a cause, but for themselves. And when I said they need to go get a job, they really do need to go get a job.
And a bath.
Nothing to do.
As Newt Gingrich had said, take a bath and then go get a job.
Well, that's true. Mike, where they'll probably take a bath is in the bathrooms at City Hall.
Is it the mayor that finally says, okay, enough, you guys need to go home, we're going to clean out the toddlers? Is it Mayor Parker that's got to make that call?
Well, I don't know if it's the mayor or the city attorney. The mayor was quoted on your radio show initially saying that they had a right to civil disobedience, and I strongly disagree with that. No one has a right to civil disobedience, and this is not what was intended. So I don't know if it's the city attorney, the mayor, the police chief, but hopefully they'll see a window here pretty soon where they legally can go out there and run those kids off.
All right, and if you need any help, by the way, I'll do it for nothing. I'll come down there and I'll help you, for absolutely no money.
Come on down, Matt. We'd love to have you.